Hello Year 6, it's Miss Jobbins here with your Week 6 Spring to English Learning this week. As we know, it is the last week of term. We've been so proud of each and every one of you. Those of you who are working remotely, those of you who are in school, you are all doing an absolutely incredible job. Now, because this week is only a 3-day week, we have planned 3 different days of grammar revision for you, just to get those juices flowing again, just to make sure that particularly these 3 areas of grammar that we're focusing on over the next day, so today Monday, tomorrow Tuesday and Wednesday, these 3 areas are areas that will always come up in a stats test, will always come up in a Year 7 test. So we just want to make sure that we're revising over them and that we're reminding ourselves what they are. So I'm going to take you briefly through some of the activities. Some of them will provide the answers, so please make sure that as you're going through, you're using a different coloured pen to mark your work. And please don't forget that you can always find extra activities just by looking them up, but making sure that if you are going to be looking up extra work, please get in contact with your class teacher first, and if not, make sure that you're using websites appropriate and that your parents and carers have confirmed that you can use them. So today our Year 6 grammar revision focus is the subject-verb agreement. So before we start that, ladies and gentlemen, before I take you through, I'd like you to pause the video in just a moment and write down what is the subject, what is a verb of a sentence, and what is a verb? And then what do you think the subject-verb agreement might mean? Please pause the video and then come back to this teaching and learning video or soundtrack. Once you've written down on your piece of paper, what do you think a subject in a sentence is? What do you think a verb is? And then what do you think the subject-verb agreement is? Good luck. Hello and welcome back to your Year 6 Monday Spring 2 Week 6 Grammar Revision activity. Today I'm going to be taking you through some slides all about the subject-verb agreement. I asked you to pause the video a moment ago and write down what is the subject of a sentence, what is a verb, and what do you think the subject-verb agreement might mean. So, we know that there are certain rules when it comes to SPAG. Particularly looking at the singular and plural of these words. Singular, writing down on your piece of paper, pausing this video, what does it mean by the word singular and plural? Write down those meanings now and come back to me. Hello and welcome back. Now you should have written down on your piece of paper, what does it mean by the word singular and what does it mean by the word plural? Singular meaning single, meaning one. Plural meaning multiple, so meaning more than one. So we know that the subject that I asked you to write down and the verb of a sentence must always agree for the sentence to be grammatically correct. So can you write down on your piece of paper, what do you notice about the subject and the verb in these sentences? Remember to pause the video and then come back to me. Hello and welcome back. So you should have written down what do you think about the subject and the verb in these sentences. Now on the next slide, ladies and gentlemen, it will show you the answer. So I'm going to whiz through that so you don't see it. So what about the plural? What do we notice about the subject and the verb in these sentences? The same rules apply. Pause this video and then come back to it for the answer. Hello and welcome back. Now, I'm not going to go through the answer because I hope that you're going to write these down and then you can go back over the slides yourself. So we will take you through what each of them mean. Now, here we can see that the rules are, to help us with the correct verb agreement, the basic rule is if the subject is singular, so meaning one, as I've already said, the verb must be singular, so only one of them. If the subject is plural, more than one, then the verb must be plural. To form the plural of a verb in the present tense, you should remove the or the s, or sometimes es or ies, from the singular form. Here are some examples of the verbs in their present tense, singular and plural forms. So you can see that become, oh my goodness, catches becomes catch, drinks becomes drink, flies become fly, forgives become forgive, goes becomes go, etc. So you can see here that the singular, there is only one, whereas plural, there is more than one. As you can see here with the same with these sentences here. So it says the verb to be follows a different rule when it comes to the subject-verb agreement. The irregular verb forms of to be are very commonly misused. Where there is one subject, so the singular, the correct use of to be is either is, am, or was. So you can see here, circling please, which of these on your sheet or writing down the correct answer, what is the correct answer to these? Welcome back. As you can see here, the same rule applies to are and we. Now you've revised your subject-verb agreement, you then need to have a go at these quizzes. Now, when you're having a go at these, ladies and gentlemen, I would say that you can just write quiz, question 1, and then just write which one of these it is. Now, because the answers are on the slides following, I'm going to come out of this just so you don't see all the cheating answers. And then you can see here it goes on to the following quiz questions as well, where it asks you to do the same. Now, on the other questions, ladies and gentlemen, you need to write the full sentence down. Now, for your final task for today, ladies and gentlemen, oh no, there's 2 final tasks, I should say. Your final tasks for today is this. 1, we'd like you to complete the subject-verb agreement activity sheet. So you need to print that off, and then you need to make sure that you put the correct subject or verb agreement, plural or singular, sentence in these sentences. Now, I recommend that you read through the sentence once you've put your word in it, or even before that, to make sure that you've got the correct sentence in there. As well as that, after you've done that, you then need to use the mark scheme. So you can see here, if you scroll down when you download it, there's the mark scheme at the bottom. Make sure you use a coloured pen. Then, ladies and gentlemen, you can move on to task 2, where it says, using all the information in the slides and your own understanding of the subject-verb agreement, can you create your own teaching resource, just like a PowerPoint or something like this, to present this information? This could be in the form of a song, a PowerPoint, a poster, an informative video, or any other ideas. If it needs to have the correct information, and the viewer or reader should come away knowing exactly what the subject-verb agreement is and is able to explain it in the end. They also need to have practiced, like we've done here with the quiz or with the activity sheet. You need to create your own as well, so that then they're having a go at actually putting pen to paper and realizing, do you know what, I actually know what this is. So once you've done that, please make sure that you upload it to Class Dojo so we can have a look under your English subheading. We hope you liked today's quick fire spag lesson. And if you need to learn some more, make sure that you visit websites such as BBC Teach, BBC Bitesize and Twinkle, as well as many others that will also support you in your learning. Please can we remind you that if you do need any help at all with anything, don't hesitate to get in contact. Speak to you soon. Bye.